For the longest time, we've thought of AI as this amazing answer machine. You ask, it tells. But we are right on the cusp of a brand new era, one where AI doesn't just inform, it acts. And that single shift, it changes absolutely everything about working in this field. It's creating a whole new landscape of careers. I mean, really think about this for a second. We're all so used to asking an AI, what's the capital of Nebraska, and getting a straight answer. But what if you could just tell it, hey, plan a weekend trip to the coast for me, find and book the best rated seafood spot, and oh yeah, put all of that on my calendar. That's the huge leap we're talking about here.
So there's a name for this, and it's Agentic AI. The key word here is autonomy. We're talking about an AI that can understand a goal you give it, break it down into a plan, and then actually go out and use the tools it needs. We're talking apps, websites, APIs to get the job done, all without you having to hold its hand every single step of the way. And you could probably guess, this opens up a whole universe of new career paths.
All right, so where do you even start on this journey? Well, your first stop, your entry point into this whole world is the no-code path. And the best part? You need absolutely zero coding experience to get started.
This path is just perfect if you're a creator, maybe a consultant for small businesses, an entrepreneur, really anyone who wants to build cool solutions but doesn't want to get all tangled up in code. If you're the kind of person who's great at spotting a problem and figuring out the steps to solve it, this is totally for you.
And we're talking about very real jobs here. You could be an AI workflow designer, basically choreographing what an agent does using simple drag-and-drop blocks. Or maybe you're an AI consultant, helping small businesses automate all those boring, tedious tasks. You could even launch your own little micro SaaS app without writing a single line of code. It's pretty amazing. And here's the thing that makes this so incredibly powerful. The time it takes to get good at this, to go from knowing nothing to building your first genuinely useful agent, is just 2 to 8 weeks. Let that sink in for a minute. In less than 2 months, you can pick up a skill that is right on the cutting edge of tech. Honestly, the barrier to entry has never, ever been this low.
Okay, so if the no-code path is all about using the tools, the next level up is for the folks who want to build them. We're talking about the architects and the strategists, the people who are literally creating the core agent-powered products that we'll all be using tomorrow.
Now, what's really key to understand here is that this path kind of splits into 2 crucial collaborative roles. You've got the strategist and you've got the builder. The strategist is all about the why and the what, like what problem are we actually solving here and for who. The builder, on the other hand, is focused squarely on the how, the nitty-gritty technical challenge of making it all work.
So let's start with the strategist. This is often the AI product manager. And this role is a perfect fit for existing PMs, for company founders, or really any expert who just gets a user's pain points. These are the visionaries.
Their main job is to design the agent's whole workflow, but always from the user's point of view. They're the ones figuring out how to neatly integrate these co-pilot features into the apps we already use every day. And of course, they collaborate with the whole team to make that vision a reality, tracking how well it's working with actual data. And then, on the other side of that coin, you've got the builder. This is your agentic AI developer. This is for the coders, the software engineers, the people who love getting their hands dirty with Python and are excited to actually construct the agents that the strategists have dreamed up. To be a builder, you've got to have the right toolkit. You're looking at frameworks like LangChain, which are kind of like the blueprint for the agent's logic. Then there are core concepts like APIs. That's how the agent connects to the outside world and uses other apps as its tools. And this one's critical. You need to understand memory. We're talking about using vector databases to give the agent a way to learn and remember things, almost like a human brain. And finally, you need the deployment tools to actually get your agent out there and into the wild. Now, this path, it definitely requires a bigger time commitment. If you already know how to code, you're probably looking at about 3 to 6 months of really focused learning. Yeah, it's more involved than the no-code route for sure, but that's the kind of time frame it takes to go from just being a developer to being someone right at the heart of building this incredible new wave of AI. Okay, so we've seen how to use agents and how to build them. But what about inventing what comes next? What about being on the absolute bleeding edge? That brings us to our final section, pioneering new frontiers. This is for the people who are pushing the very boundaries of what AI can even do. First up in this group of pioneers is the AI researcher. And let's be clear, this isn't a casual weekend course. This is for people with serious academic backgrounds. We're talking PhDs, research scientists with published papers, the folks who are creating the fundamental breakthroughs that will define the future. These are the people tackling the really hard problems. Like, how do we make an agent reason better? How do we get a whole swarm of agents to work together effectively? They are working on the deep science that's going to power the next generation of AI that you and I will be using years down the line. But you know what? The frontier isn't just scientific. It's also deeply, deeply creative. This last path is for the storytellers, the game designers, the artists, the people who look at an agent and don't just see a productivity tool, but a paintbrush for creating entirely new forms of art and entertainment. And this is where things get truly mind-bending. Just imagine video game characters that aren't running on a script. They're actual autonomous agents you can have a real, unscripted conversation with. Or think about AI tutors that adapt to a student's unique learning style right there in the moment. This is all about using agentic AI to build these incredibly immersive and emotionally intelligent experiences. So there you have it. We've gone on a journey from no-code building all the way to the frontiers of research and creativity. We've seen learning curves that range from just a few weeks to a few years. And that brings the question right back to you. And this really gets to the heart of it. The whole conversation around AI is shifting right now. It's not about what jobs AI is going to take away anymore. The real question is, what careers are you going to build with it? The age of agents is here. It's happening. The only question left is, what part are you going to play?